to level 6 now. You played...
Oops.
You tried it.
I hate the state of Fallout 76 right now, but I'm looking forward to what it could be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That is the state. Yeah, that's a good joke, Jack.
That was really funny.
I have not played it much. To answer your question.
I mean, I haven't played it much, but I've played it.
I want to talk a little bit more about it.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome to our podcast.
What are you drinking, Jack?
I'm not allowed to tell you, Jeff, what I'm drinking.
Tell you what I'm drinking. You'll never know. I'll tell you what I'm drinking. I'm drinking a delicious
I had to
Coke
cover it because
Zero.
we can't show logos on the podcast anymore. For some stupid reason. So I had to cover
what the hell, Jeff?
Oh, no. Jeff Ramsey. Okay, sorry, Jeremy. Go
Free
ahead.
advertising right there. Hey, I'm your host, Jeremy, because
Hi, Jeremy.
Michael's not here, so it's gonna be a shorter podcast. You all know how.
I get the joke.
You don't have to call yourself
get
short,
it.
Jeremy.
Jeff, Alfredo, Jack, and Trevor all on here as well, and this podcast is brought to you by 23andMe, MeUndies, and Movement.
Careful,
Yeah,
the
we gotta-
overlap
we-
of graphics.
There they are.
Oh, God.
There it is.
23
That's a very
and
sharp
me.
corner.
MeUndies. A lot of me's this week. And then MeUvement.
Dude, MeUndies got those new pants. Those like the
They look comfy.
Pajama pants?
pajama pants.
pants,
Oh,
yeah.
comfy as shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
are they?
dude.
I gotta-
We'll talk about that later.
Form-fitting, but I can still do this. I can
Did
still
you
do
say
like,
foreign fitting?
Yeah.
Like they fit
They
foreign
also fit
people?
on foreign people.
They fit foreign people too, Jeff.
They look like they
They
fit.
fit everybody.
Like in Japan, where everyone's my height.
We're foreign in most countries.
Oh, that's some good unbranded soda right there.
Oh, you should try
You got some good cola?
Coca-Cola Zero,
okay.
made by the Coca-Cola bottling
No, there's
company.
nothing I can do.
No
for
one
you guys.
say any jokes. This might not
Nothing I can do
exist.
for you.
This might not exist in the public
I've been gone
eye.
for I haven't done a podcast in like 4 weeks, so I don't know when this edict came down on.
Oh no, I've been hitting it pretty hard the past couple of weeks.
I heard the other day when I did the RT podcast, they were like, "Nah, they just want to clean so they can advertise Rooster Teeth products around the back." So it's not like we were going to go to jail for drinking a Coke.
Well,
Me
no,
and
it's
my
just,
Rooster
you know,
Teeth
yeah,
brand
'cause-
soda.
Yeah,
I don't wanna
you know,
go to
'cause
jail.
You could use the pint glasses that we never have on set. You know, stuff like that.
Is it still on me?
You gotta call their bluff, man. When they stare at you, you gotta stare right back.
That's why you ripped off that tape.
It also says Coke Zero right there. On there.
I don't want anybody to know
I
what,
was staring-
what
Don't wanna know
brand.
what water looks like.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
That could be anything.
Literally any kind of water. Anyway,
So the reason I was talking about 76 is because like right before this podcast,
there
I
it
was
goes.
browsing like R Gaming, you know? Dude, people hate Bethesda right now. Like, people are like, God, I hate them. Skyrim was awful. Fallout 3 was a mess.
Skyrim wasn't awful. What?
All these great games,
Yeah.
and people are like, they've always been bad.
Interesting. I love. No, I'm not telling Eric fuck you, but although Eric fuck you, it's more of like I'm telling. I'm
The
telling
situation as a whole
nonsense.
to fuck itself, yeah.
Where did Eric get in the ceiling?
He became a voice of God.
He became God.
I got God Mike a while ago.
yeah, he's not.
Good thing we're all going to
No
hell.
one's happy about it.
It's so funny though. In that 2018, like I would say Bethesda, there are very few companies that I would in the video game world that I would consider to be like above reproach.
Yes.
Right? Valve, Bethesda,
CD Projekt Red's up there.
BioWare, CD Projekt Red. I would say Bungie
say Rockstar
historically
already?
has been in there. Rockstar definitely in there. That are just like you're gonna the game's gonna come out. It's
They're
gonna be
like
awesome.
the
You're gonna love them.
Pixar video game.
Yeah, like the Pixar video games for sure. Bethesda's definitely in that category, and it is amazing that a company like Bethesda can entertain audiences for 30 years. Right?
Yeah.
They put out one game that isn't a home run out of the gate,
Yeah.
and suddenly it's like a dumpster fire.
Burn
and
the
fuck
building
them, burn the
down.
building down.
Yeah.
So like lay off all the employees, fucking salt the earth. Let's eradicate any memory that Bethesda was a company. It's like, or wait 3 months and see what the game looks like. Because remember when Destiny came out, and remember where Destiny ended when Destiny 2 came out?
Yeah.
That game was fucking phenomenal.
A bunch of games. Destiny, Division.
And
I
I
will
understand that people want a game to be awesome out of the gate. I understand that.
Or we
I also
understand
do.
that like some people didn't get things they were promised, like
Right.
when they pre-ordered stuff. Like there are things going on besides just like that.
Right, there's
actually
that fucking,
sucks.
there's that bullshit
Like,
nylon bag. There are definitely reasons
there
to
are,
be
there are
upset.
things that actually suck, but that doesn't mean that like all their past accomplishments are
Right.
worthless.
Yeah, but it doesn't negate all of the good from the past.
Yeah.
And have a little bit of patience. I know we're in this like everything now immediately, everything has to work and be perfect and awesome mentality. And maybe I'm arguing against my own best interests because a game should be perfect coming out of the gate. But that's not the world we live in anymore. It hasn't been that way since we were buying cartridges for our Nintendo 64s. Let's just in 6 months, you're all gonna be playing Fallout and loving it, and nobody's gonna remember when it sucked. right?
Or that no one will be playing it.
Or that no, I don't think so though. I think that
I
it's
think
gonna,
that this is going to have a Destiny
I
1
think that,
thing.
so?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a Destiny 1 situation.
I'll agree with you. I don't like the idea that that it's almost acceptable now, especially with the Destiny metaphor, that games can come out and be broken or be not play, like be a grind hell or whatever, and then they can be fixed later for the cost of effectively another game.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a very slippery slope.
There's pros and cons to it.
But that just brings up, as everyone in the gaming industry says, just vote with your wallet. If you don't like the game, it's okay to let the company know, like give it feedback, but vote with your wallet.
Yeah.
If you don't want microtransactions, don't partake. If you don't like the game that has microtransactions, if you can avoid it, don't buy it.
Or if you hear that like Destiny, or not Destiny, I'm sorry. If you hear that Fallout is not worth it right now, maybe it's not. I've only played for like 4 hours. So I'm like level 6. I thoroughly enjoyed what I played, but I'm very shallow into that world. And I haven't encountered any bugs. I haven't encountered any of the in-game stuff that like but I'm sure if I'd put more time into it, honestly, I'm playing Call of Duty more than anything. I'm just playing the shit out of Blacklist. But and I'm sure if I had another 20 hours into it, I might feel differently.
Man,
good show.
That's a great game too.
That's an awesome.
But don't just like write it off and say like, well, Fallout 76 is a failure. It's never even good, because that game was designed to be updated, and that's what those games are like. It's like GTA Online. GTA Online today compared to what it was 5 years ago, unrecognizable. But it's an awesome living world. I assume. And I'm putting a lot of positivity out there, and I'm giving them a lot of leeway because of the tremendous track record of a company like Bethesda, that 6 months from now, Fallout 76 is going to be awesome.
Right.
I assume.
Not that we're condoning releasing a game that isn't finished and good and stuff like that. That's not a good thing to do. No company should do it.
And don't bait and switch your audience.
I don't think Bethesda has done a good thing. They haven't, but they have done good things.
They have a good track record.
They have a good track record of good games.
Let them listen and let them iterate.
We're in this new like beta alpha culture where it's like, oh, we're going to release something that's not entirely done yet, but it's going to be out there. Like 7 Days to Die, we've been playing that game for like 3 years, and it's not even close to done yet. And it's just like and
people
if you understand that now.
If you want to be pissed off, I fucking get it. Like if you ordered a canvas bag and you got a shitty nylon bag, that's a reason to be pissed off.
Sure.
But that's not a reason to say fuck this company. I'm never going to support them again. People are allowed to make mistakes. Companies are allowed to make mistakes. I don't know if Bethesda's answer to it, which is like, message us if you don't like your nylon bag and we'll give you $500 in-game dollars or whatever the fuck it is. That seems insignificant as a response, but like allow people to make amends for their transgressions or their mistakes. I hate that we're in a place, and this goes across the board, not just in gaming, where like if a company or a person or a thing makes one mistake, then that's it. They're done. It's
even like Blizzard.
You like salt the earth, walk away.
Blizzard's getting hell.
Blizzard's dealing with Diablo mobile game, and it's just like people losing their goddamn minds for it. And it's like, yeah, I understand. It might not be the game for you. It might not be what you want.
No, Diablo 4's
but I want the game for me.
There's
a lot of the mentality.
Yeah, if you don't want the shitty cash grab Diablo mobile game, then just don't buy it.
But I can totally sympathize with people that are like super big like to play devil's advocate. I can sympathize with the people that are huge Diablo fans and like they were expecting like a Diablo game because I want to get back into that universe.
Especially I like BlizzCon and all that stuff, right? Yeah.
But now they feel perhaps that this is a stab directly to them because it's easy to see the world from your perspective, and so you think like, great, now you giveth and then just taketh away. I don't want to be forced onto my mobile.
You know
I
what?
want the game that you like that I've had 3 or 4 times.
I understand that. I count myself and you two huge Diablo fans. He's a much bigger Diablo fan than I am, but we both played the shit out of Diablo 3. And I would love a Diablo 4, but I didn't take it as an offense that they released a mobile game and they said, hey, I wasn't expecting a Diablo game this year. So they're like, oh, by the way, we're making a mobile game. It's a skin of another game. You probably aren't interested in it because you're not interested in almost any mobile game.
And Diablo 4 is still coming. It's not like, hey, we did this instead of Diablo 4.
Play your microtransaction game. I'll just wait till Diablo 4 comes out.
I wouldn't think of it, and this is how I'm in the same camp as you guys. I don't see it as something that's like, oh, this is instead of the other thing that you definitely wanted. This is almost like a tide you over until the thing that's actually coming. That's how I see
think
things.
Or something along the lines of like, we have no plans of like we're not announcing anything else. He said something like that, and it sent people into a storm. It's like, yeah, but they're not ready to announce.
Yeah.
It's also
fucking
November.
You got phones, right? Like everyone's got phones. Like
the guy didn't do a good job.
There's a way to kind of misstep and dig yourself a bigger hole.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely those foot and mouth syndrome.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. They botched the message, of course, but it's just like,
But
just
at the end of the day,
level of outrage for the shit that doesn't matter.
And then there's also so many people who work on the game who have to follow like commands from people that are higher up and everything like that. And these people, they work hard on what they're told to work on and whatnot. Yeah. And so you have people like at BlitzCon that go up to the mic and just talk shit to like everybody, just like, calm down, all right? Stop being a self-entitled asshole.
We just get so, and
like there's a way to say it and like without being a fucking douchebag.
But then so many people on the internet will then get behind this person, and it's like, it's
like, yeah, he speaks for all of us. Like, no.
The way I think about it is like, Alfredo, you and I were very recently. I don't think we're allowed to talk about what we did or why we were there. But you and Matt Bragg and I very recently went on this whirlwind, last minute, like 24 hours notice trip where we flew to Paris. And then we filmed an awesome thing in Paris, and then we literally got on a train and trained to England, and then filmed a bunch of stuff in England, and then got on a plane and came home. We were in Paris and England for less than 24 hours each, about 18 hours each. We were out of America long enough to have 2 meals, and then we were back, and we filmed awesome stuff. Yep. But in that, we had to buy a tripod, and we were going down the Champs-Élysées, which is fucking crazy right now because they're having protests and like gassing people and shit. And I was telling you guys that last time I'd been there were all these Syrian refugees who were, how heartbreaking it is that there are these Syrian refugees begging on the streets on the Champs-Élysées because they escaped Syria and they have nowhere else to go. And I was like, and I pointed them out and I was like, I don't know if you guys have any cash we can give to the Syrian refugees, and we didn't, so we suck. But that sucks. Like, you guys are upset about a fucking video game coming out? Jesus Christ, you didn't get displaced from your country where you have to go and sit in a busy street and beg for enough food to feed your child. Yeah. Like, pay attention to what you're pissed off about. Yeah. It's a fucking entertainment medium.
And yes, it is okay to be pissed off.
It is,
it's okay to be
pissed off.
passionate. The world's not going to end.
You spend money on it, but
there's an extent. Yeah. There's an extent you should care.
I think if you don't like Fallout, play Red Dead. If you don't like Red Dead, play Call of Duty. If you don't like Call of Duty, play Fortnite.
That's the beauty of like
things.
Right now, especially, is that there's 1,000 games and they're all competing for your attention. It's like, I don't know. Like, it comes to the fall every year, and I'm like, I don't know what to play. Like, I want to play all these games. I don't have the time.
Well, it's
a beautiful problem.
Like, before I worked here, I was in the situation where I do have to kind of pick a game because I can't afford to buy all these different games.
Exactly.
Like, so if you pick a game and then the game turns out to not be great, that sucks.
That's true.
Yeah,
and there are systems on Valve and on Xbox and at a GameStop in place for you to return that game.
But also at the same time, we live in a world and place where there's betas, there's Let's Plays you can watch, there's streams you can watch. Like, you can experience for a whole goddamn game.
Ever get stuff on the first day.
How many free-to-play games are? Fucking Fortnite is free-to-play.
Yeah,
people forget that.
Well, Battle Royale mode is.
Yeah, but I mean, still.
My daughter, without me knowing anything about it, just on her own, 13-year-old kid, was in the Fallout beta and knew how to figure it out and got in and played with her friends and stuff. She was an informed customer and she knew ahead of time that whether she wanted to play Fallout when it came out. She played the beta like 3 times, and then because there were like 40 of them, they were like, hey, we're going to do a beta for 18 minutes. Hop on. But she played the beta a few times, and so when Fallout came out, she knew she wanted to play it. Like, they give you an opportunity to preview the fucking thing before you buy it. Almost 100% of the time now.
There's a really interesting and almost delicate balance that companies like us, entertainment companies that make content, entertainment companies that make movies, games, even sports, like, where the fandom has this kind of beautiful like connection with the company or the team or whoever, and like it's great that you can have that conversation back and forth, but there are times where, and it seems like it's usually negative, a vocal minority will arise, and it sounds like it speaks for the whole audience, and they feel like this ownership over what they're a fan of, and
people feel, not only it seems that people feel entitled to speak for a community, which boggles the mind.
And I think it tickles some serotonin in the brain to kind of like rally behind something, to really go like 11 on it. Like, if you're upset about something, like I've never been the person that got really like for or against certain things. I'm always kind of like, cool, or I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
But there are people that feel like passionate.
Like personally offended.
Right. Passionate in both different swings of the way, right? Like, love this game, hate this game. And they like to rally, and a lot of times it seems like they like to rally behind that hate train because, if you like it, you go off and enjoy it, and then you're off by yourself playing the game or watching the sport or whatever it is. But like, you rally behind the hate train because you want to just change it. Like, you want it to be your thing, the way you want it. And you don't really see the silent, perhaps majority, I don't want to make assumptions, but like the audience that is already enjoying the content or the game or the whatever. I don't really know where I'm going with it, but like it's just interesting to see that because the internet allows that voice to sound so loud, and we're so in tune with that, with the internet, and like in the people that go to Reddit, go to wherever, YouTube or wherever, where I always think about, I'm just curious like how many fans or audience members or sports, whatever, like are just silently pleased.
Yeah.
And what that percentage is, and do they go anywhere to kind of speak about their
or do they need to?
Or do they need to?
Maybe it's enough.
Maybe they do need to if we find ourselves in this loud like echo chamber.
I read a lot of books. I try to read a book a week. I don't always succeed. I've had a bit of a tough time lately because I've been so busy with Rooster Teeth and then like divorce stuff, and it takes forever to get divorced and all that stuff. So I haven't had a lot of time to read personally. But like when I do finish a book, I don't finish a book and then immediately go like, now I have to argue with the world about what I just put it on the shelf and I read the next book.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I understand both sides, right? Like,
very much.
You get people who are passionate, who follow the series for a long time, maybe even have tattoos of it, whatnot, like who live, eat, and breathe like whatever series and game, and something comes out and it's not up to par where it's how it's supposed to be. Yeah, you know, you go on your social media, you rant about it, whatnot. But there's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. And then you have people who take it over the top, who like even tweet at like devs attacking them, threatening them, and that's just like, what are you, a child?
Yeah,
like,
that's a real fucking bummer.
You're entitled to your opinion, but like, you know what I mean? Don't be over the top. And it's very easy to see where that line is. It's not hard.
The main point I was making is it was just like, Fallout 76 is not a good game. I've played a lot of it, and I will probably play more of it. Even Cat's like...
you're like level 20 something.
Yeah, Cat's like, can we play more Fallout tonight? And I'm like, sure, if you want. And like, we're having fun with it. I know it's not a good game, like, playing it. I'm like, yeah, this is... I mean... But it's like stupid fun for us. We just like exploring, going for places.
But is it...
It's not on par with any other Fallout game.
Has it ruined your experience of previous Fallout games?
No, Fallout 3 is still like my favorite game. Love Fallout 3. Skyrim is phenomenal. Like, I'll still start a new game of Skyrim and play through it. And then, like, you know, I know 6 months ago, that same, like, community that I went and looked at that now is like, I hate Bethesda and everything they've done, everything, like, 6 months ago would be making lists of, like, the greatest open world games, and, like, all the Fallout and Skyrims are on there, and, like, all this stuff like that. And, like, there's just this weird turn on it. Like, I'm not saying you gotta like Bethesda right now. You don't have to. I'm just saying, like, it's so weird to now be like, oh, they were all buggy pieces of shit. They're all awful.
Yeah, it's just like the rewriting of history.
Bugs, but they were great. Like,
and I don't want to sound like, with Bethesda specifically, I don't want to sound like I'm some Bethesda shill, because I'm okay with them. I never beat Fallout 3. I never beat Skyrim. I think the last one, I think I beat Morrowind and I beat Fallout 4. They're fine. I enjoy them. I don't like them enough to spend 200 hours investigating every place in the wasteland. But so I'm not like a huge fan of the series, but I'm so surprised by this culture of outrage.
It was also weird. I saw all these people yelling about it and stuff, and then one of them was like, yeah, like the best one was New Vegas. And like, they didn't even make that one. Obsidian made it. I'm like, do you remember how buggy that was when it came out? That was the buggiest one. I couldn't play it when it first came out.
That's a great point. You also need to make sure you don't look at the game or the IP with rose-colored lenses. Like, nostalgia it always makes things look a little bit better.
Oh yeah, big time.
Your point, or Gavin's point rather, the other day about Ace Ventura 2, Nature Calls, is like, it resounds with me because I watched Jim Carrey movies all the fucking time when I was a kid.
It's not a good movie. It's not a good film.
Right.
It's like sitting down on your sofa and having Jim Carrey straddle on top of your head and shit directly in your mouth for 90 minutes. But I'm not gonna bitch about it on the internet.
That movie's so good.
Well, I think a big issue that I have too.
We are on the internet right now, bitch. Literally, we're like streaming.
I'm not upset at every movie Jim Carrey ever made. I'm like, Ace Ventura 2 is so bad it makes Ace Ventura 1 suck. Ace Ventura 1's awesome.
Well, I think one of my biggest issues is that, like, you feel like you want to go on a forum, you want to discuss it, and like, you know, for lack of a better word, bitch about something. Like, bitch about it from like all sides and point of views, right? Like, you sit here and be like, Bethesda's awful, this, but it's like you don't give credit on the other half, right? Instead of sitting there and go, look, they've done some great things, this is really disappointing though. And you don't get that other side, right? It's just like, fuck you.
We're all human, we all make mistakes, we all have differing opinions, but we can all change and iterate and better ourselves. And that comes from, as a person, as a thing you're working on, as a thing a team works on, like, just Think about that too.
I'm waiting for this to pop up, but it's somebody shutting down criticism is not a blank.
I'm waiting for it.
I'm looking at this person blaming Bethesda.
Shutting
for
down
Obsidian.
criticism is not a look. I'm not trying to shut down criticism.
Yeah.
We should absolutely criticize. It's just weird that people,
says.
it's just weird that people rewrite history to fit their current aggressive narrative, and it's weird that people just take stuff so seriously. I guess. I just like.
I don't think at any
I guess
point-
maybe it's an age thing. The older I am, because I'm fucking old. Like all you kids in there, Remy LeBreau, CJ the Damned, and the Church Am I. There's a good chance I'm the similar age to your parents. You know, I might be 5 years younger than your dad, or maybe the same age as your mom, or whatever. And maybe it's just an age thing, but I just don't understand.
No, what it does is like
how fucking mad people get over the dumbest stuff.
At that age, the teenage years, that's when you can bitch and complain about video games, and this is the world to you. Then you get older, like you know, Jeff or myself, and you bitch about politics. That's all
Jeff,
it is.
Imagine if Millie made a mistake, and I'm sure as a kid we've all made mistakes.
Write her off.
You make.
That's
she
it.
makes one mistake. She's on the
Get rid of her.
Exactly.
She fucked, and not only am I mad because she made a mistake and I got to disown her now, it ruined the first 12 years. Suddenly I don't have fond memories of Millie on her fifth birthday.
My point.
Yeah.
So like. Anyway, so we're not saying you can't, like, to the chat's point, we're not saying you can't criticize, we're just saying...
Fucking sweet new Jeff shirt came out today.
Dude,
new Jeff shirt.
That poster is also...
That's a poster, there's a limited edition poster with gold leaf.
Oh, is it really? I didn't even see it.
Probably sold out already.
Probably sold out.
Dude,
I mean, I don't think it comes out
I want
till
some dark
20 minutes
rum
yet.
now.
Speaking of sold out...
It's gonna be skateboards, we got skateboards. I don't know if I was not supposed to say that, but we made skateboards.
We got skateboards!
Speaking of what?
It's my favorite.
Speaking of sold
it's my
out,
favorite design we've ever
fucking
done.
moonballs!
Sold out.
Sold the fuck out.
Holy
sold
shit.
out.
I don't know if we can say how many we had in stock.
I don't know why we can't.
We can say
Okay.
thousands.
We had 6,000 moonballs in stock.
Oh my
You guys
god.
And you
bought
guys bought
6,000
moonballs.
Well, really, they probably bought about 5,500 because another 500 went to Extra Life, and we shot at Gavin's nuts.
There's at least 30 in Gavin's asshole right now.
Yeah.
But if we wanted to bring them back, and this is why another reason why I would bring it up, if we wanted to restock, we'd have to restock because Waboba is a separate company and there's a business. We'd have to restock with almost twice that.
Jesus.
In order for it to make
Could you
sense
do
for
it?
both companies
Could you
involved.
do it, community? Could you
So
buy 12,000 moonballs?
I'm really
Every moonball you buy, we throw in a broadcast.
Because it's like the perfect stocking stuffer, and it's sold out just in
Eric
time
Bador
for the
will
damn
personally
holidays.
sign every moonball you buy.
12,000 of them.
It is so funny, a stocking just full of moonballs.
Yeah, dude.
Just beat someone over
And
the
the
head with that
stockings were
part.
hung. With
You know what I heard they
moonballs
call?
with the-
Like I was everybody's got a nickname, and I realized Eric doesn't have a nickname, so I checked. He's actually called San Diego's finest son. Is what they call him.
Just
Yeah,
call him EB.
the pride of San Diego.
Who calls him that?
Eric Bador.
Thank
Nobody.
you.
Not a person on earth.
Yeah, but is that available right now?
Yeah, I think you could buy. I mean, yeah, I think it went on sale at noon. I'm not exactly sure what's in today's drop, but this and maybe a jacket.
Achieve
Oh,
3!
sure,
I did Achieve 3.
This is new. We have the
Oh,
Achieve
look
line
at
coming
that.
out.
New.
That's me screaming on the
Can you
ground.
get
This is
sensual one
this is
where
not a
he's
part
like-
of the
where
Achieve.
he's
This
like-
is after the
Unless they
Achieve.
grab that from, if they grab that from like my Instagram.
I want to reenact what Jeremy did with that logo.
By the way, I want to point out
Getting
that
all sexual
Wes
with it.
hold on, watch all
100%
watch all the
told me to do
non-labels.
this, too.
Yeah.
He was like, hold on, go to that wide shot again, baby.
There
He
you
was
go.
like, shh, shh, shh.
Yeah. No, if your top half bends, rotates like your chest down, and the back half is up. It's like this.
So anyway, we'll see if we can get that up there. So we can,
Yeah, that basically Wes was like, "Can you lay on top of the thing and now
Also, the table needs to be
get
clean
sexy
now.
with
It
it?"
just came all over it.
Can I say something else real fast?
Yes, you can, Jeffrey.
I'm feeling talky because I haven't seen you guys in a while.
Yeah.
I was on vacation.
Me
and
too. That's a cool shirt.
That's in the drop today.
It feels. I recently did the RT podcast with Bernie and
Yeah,
Gus,
how was
and it
that?
was a good time.
Yeah.
But can I just say, no disrespect, feels good to be home.
Oh.
I feel it feels good to be with you guys.
Damn.
That's what I dislike him. I love Bernie and the other one,
Dude,
Gus.
But disrespect.
But no, this is like right.
Yeah.
But like full disrespect.
No, I spent 10 days in Europe, man. That was
Seriously,
fun.
though.
Yeah, Jack. So let's do this. Let's cover Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Trevor, what did you do for Thanksgiving?
I went to Cancun with my lovely girlfriend Barbara. We went to Cancun. That was the first time in Mexico for both of us.
And there was your first time in Cancun. You guys stayed at like a resort.
Yeah, we went to an all-inclusive resort.
Do you want to say the name of them?
You like separate rooms?
I would like to know. Like,
And she pegged
At
you.
some point, you
This
guys
is
know
the
the
first
name.
time you've ever been pegged. Oh, it's not the first.
No, not the first time.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't the first.
I thought it was okay. Yeah.
But no, we went to Hyatt Zilara, is what it was called.
Okay.
It was pretty decent, and yeah, I'd never been to an all-inclusive resort either. So
It's awesome, dude.
it was great because it was
Really
like
awesome.
it wasn't a family resort. There's two different types of resorts. One's more family-oriented,
And one's hedonism.
and one's hedonism. Yes, pegging, and it was great because like
So Barbara stayed on the hedonism side, and you stayed on the family side.
I stayed on the celibacy side. It was
Yeah.
very clean. Everything was very bright.
Don't come here. Don't come near me.
Put your clothes on, bathing suits. But it was super relaxing because I assume because it was the holidays, no one was fucking traveling down to Cancun or anything. And so it was like super laid back, not a lot of people, so it was like super chill.
Can I ask you a couple questions about
Jeff's
that?
got some
'Cause,
questions.
Well, I've never done an all-inclusive resort, and I looked into it for Christmas, and I was totally honest. I think if I could do it all over again in a different time, I'd be a travel agent. I love booking travel.
Yeah.
I was so confused by
taught events
options
some
and
travel
stuff that I did. I taught events how to book multi-city, yeah. That I was like, nah, fuck it, never mind. We're just gonna go to Barcelona. But when you do an
Just
all-inclusive trip,
Yeah, what's up?
did they book
flights,
your
no.
the flights
No,
are
no.
not included? You still have to get there.
Well,
so
it
how do you
depends,
get
like,
from the airport
You
to
can get
there?
a package, I'm sure.
Yeah.
The way we did it was we just looked at a bunch of resorts that were in like, I think we looked at Cabo, we looked at Cancun,
Sure.
we looked at the Caribbean, we looked at like cruises, and we had a budget. We wanted to keep it reasonable because it was just going to be a short trip just to
Yeah.
get away. And due to that, we like found cost-effective flights, cost-effective resort, and that was how we did
So
it.
when you land in Cancun, is there like a car service that's waiting to pick you up and take
when you come out of Cancun Airport, there's like a whole row of
It's
like
brutal,
booths
dude.
where they're just
Yeah,
like 40% off taxis.
It's
I'm like, I
insane,
don't 40%
yeah.
off what? This is probably your normal
40% off
price.
your kidney because they're going to drive you
Exactly.
somewhere.
Yeah.
No, it's like some resorts have car services. I'm sure you can arrange it. There's Uber in Cancun in particular.
There's shuttles.
There's shuttles. We just went and like converted a bunch of money to pesos and then just bought and scheduled, not bought, but like scheduled a shuttle through the taxi service.
Okay.
And so like it took us right away. And then
Did you
we
do that
scheduled
ahead of
to bring back.
time or?
Yeah, we said, okay, our flight leaves at o'clock on Wednesday or whatever, and so pick us up at this time at the resort.
And then when you go to the restaurant or to the hotel, they have like multiple restaurants, and you just like pick where you want to eat, and it's all expenses paid.
Yeah, so-
you don't even have to. You,
don't
just
pay
like
for
show up.
food,
And
you don't
eat
pay
and
for
leave.
drinks.
Right.
Yeah, the
So
room number.
all of the bars around the place, there's in the pool on the beach everywhere. Then there's restaurants everywhere that are different types of restaurants. There was one that was like a chef select kind of, I don't know what it was called, but it was like premier, where you had to pay like what amounts to 80 or 60 to 80 US dollars to go in. So it was like, I don't know, there's things that you can add on to a couple meals, and it's usually lobster for some reason. Like that's what will tick the price up. So that one you pay for. Another one we went
Shitty
to,
lobster.
probably.
It's warm water lobster.
Probably.
So it's like,
There was a hibachi place that all you had to do like was schedule it.
Like Yakanaki?
Yeah, yakinaki. I don't know what
they got the
yakinaki
grill
is
out
in
of the
particular.
machine.
They have the full grill. They go "Tee-tee-tee-tee-tee-tee," and then bring out the small grill. But that was great. Like that was something all we had to do was schedule, show up, like wine, food, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was good. But yeah, all drinks are included. I got everything as a double though because I think everything was a little watered down.
Yeah, I mean,
Do you now, do you run into any community members while you're there?
Definitely did.
That's awesome.
There was like almost no one there.
Cool.
Like I said, it was a little off season probably. I'm sure right now it's like
Yeah.
tons of people. But yeah, and then meals are normal, like non-American portions. I would say it's also probably more cost effective for them because you just eat whatever. So like lunches will be normal size. I was like, oh, so I'm not gonna get like obese on this trip.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, but you can't.
but you can because you can just
can,
keep
yeah.
going back and ordering shit. So yeah,
It's like eat, wait a half an hour. Oh, okay, I'm full.
So
Yeah.
Jack, what did you
was
do?
good.
Because you had a pretty big adventure.
Yeah, so I went and so Katie and myself, we took my parents to Europe, which was a lot of fun. My parents have never been outside the States.
Your parents
before.
are lovely rubes.
Yes, they're very much very Texas Southerners,
Yeah.
and so getting them outside the States is a big deal. And so, it was very cool that actually when Katie and I got married, they went and got passports because they figured like, oh, maybe we'll go visit Australia someday. I was like, oh, okay, wow, I never thought they'd
That's
do
really
that.
cool.
Yeah.
And so
It's good parents right
it's
there.
like, all right, let's like they've never taken a trip longer than like from here to Orlando. So it's like, all right, we're gonna take a long trip. So we landed in London, and spent 3 nights in London, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. Went around, checked out a bunch of cool stuff, and then we went to Edinburgh for 3 nights as well, which I fucking love Scotland.
Edinburgh's
Scotland's
great.
so cool.
Where do you stay when you go to Edinburgh?
There's a couple places. I
always say about a castle.
There's a place it's basically like they have apartments pretty much. So it's like 2-bedroom apartments with a living room and a kitchen. That was cheaper than any other hotels in Paris and in London we went to, and it was awesome. The RT Scots up there, like we had a community meetup, and those guys are so fucking cool, man. Like the RT Scots, that group is so awesome. They set up a meetup, and it was right across the street from Rockstar North. So it was like literally where they made Red Dead. It was like, oh, like they have a giant sign on the outside of the building. I was like, oh, that's cool. I took a photo in front of it.
You can call Simon and be like, oh man.
No. But yeah, and then we took a trip while we were in Scotland. We took a 12-hour trip up to the Highlands. So we went to Loch Ness and like Inverness.
Is that like a bus tour type thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And Katie booked like a more exclusive one. So it was like up to 12 people, and no one else booked it. So it was just my family. Nice. So it was my parents and Katie and I, and that was and the driver. And he was cool as hell. Rory, if you're watching, you're awesome. And so he took us all around, gave us a cool tour, and answering every question we had. He was asking about the States and stuff, about Texas. My dad loves old like British comedies, so they were talking about that, and so that was great. And then we went down to Paris and spent 3 days in Paris. And my mom, she doesn't travel a lot. She doesn't like a lot of things. So she likes gambling and she likes Disney. And so I was like,
where did Jack come from?
Yeah. And so I was like, all right, like where can we go?
So far from that trip.
Yeah. So we spent the first full day in Paris going around. Like we saw the Eiffel Tower. You know, it's funny. Like we pretty much mirrored, like we reverse mirrored what you guys did. So we went to the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, Louvre, and just like looked at all these cool sites. And the next day, it was the last full day we had, and everyone was kind of tired. I'm like, all right, so we got on a train, we got on the subway, and then got on a train, and my parents didn't know we were going. We told them we were taking a tour. And so while on the train, they were like, what is this tour going to be? Like, what are we going to do? Is it like the one in Scotland? I was like, okay. And I had Katie start filming. And I was like, so usually it's the other way around, where it's like the parents surprising the kids, but mom and dad were taking you to Disneyland. And they're like, what? Oh. And they're like, we're going to Disneyland? I'm like, yeah. We're like, oh, that's awesome. We're going to Disneyland. So we went to Disneyland, Disneyland Paris, which was really cool and really, it's straight. I love Disney, and it was awesome to go to that park. I've never been there before. I've never been to Paris before. And it's neat because it's like everything you know about Disney, but just in different places. So it's like elements of things from like Disneyland and Disney World that has just been moved around. Yeah. So they have 2 parks over there. They have the Disneyland Paris, which is like Magic Kingdom with like the castle and like Future World and Adventureland and all that stuff. And then they have Disney Studios, which is kind of like the Disney Hollywood Studios in Florida, where they have like Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror. And I worked at that park, so like it was weird seeing elements of my park just moved and put in different areas, and
like a parallel universe.
Yeah, and it's also like
like Minnie is married to Goofy. Is that right?
I don't know, but Goofy, Goofy. I don't know.
Everything's a little different.
But it's weird because like everything's like 10 years in the past. So they have like an Armageddon attraction, and like Michael Clark Duncan is talking about Armageddon. It's like
Bruce Willis Armageddon?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Were there a lot of people there?
It was pretty packed. It was a lot busier than I thought it was going to be. But it was really, really cool and a lot of fun. And then flew back. But yeah, it was really neat. I'd never been to Paris before, and that was the first time ever I had actually encountered some like language barrier stuff.
And you were on the plane back with that's how you were on the plane back with Millie, actually, right?
Well, so we went from Paris to Dallas to Austin, and so from Dallas to Austin I bumped into Millie, which was pretty funny. But
Alfredo, what'd you do?
So I did absolutely nothing, and that's simply because for the past like 2.5 months, I've been traveling so much. There was a wedding in New York that I went to. There was a wedding in Bali that I went to. I have pictures of that up on my Instagram. Then there was RTX. Was it London?
Yep.
And then I went down to LA to shoot some stuff. And then
you also did the Paris-London thing.
Yeah, the Paris-London thing. So like traveling like crazy for the past 2 months. And then while I was also traveling, I was shooting a little personal piece about my life and the history of who I am.
And episode 1 of that is out.
Episode 1 of that is out.
What's the name of it?
It's called A Good Omen. And episode 2 comes out next Tuesday for RT First Members.
Do you know how many episodes that show is?
Oh, look,
it is 2.
That's not
There's Alfredo.
Look, there's Alfredo.
The clip was me.
Yeah.
There he is.
There's the boy.
So it's a 2-part like little personal piece about my life history, like where I came from competitive, and kind of like the struggles that I had growing up and the struggles that I have today as a personality, trying to make that like shift from being a competitive gamer with that mindset to like, how do I find things funny, and whether or not that means we win or lose whatever we're doing.
Yeah, I know that pain.
Yeah.
No, it was a funny. That was a funny part of the documentary that I had something that had never crossed my mind before, because for us, being funny is all we have because there is no skill or competitive nature.
Or mediocre.
So it was like secondhand nature for us to do it, and I was like hearing you talk about how like you had to like train your brain to think funny, not good. And I was like, it must be nice to have options.
Well, yeah,
I kind of have one.
I'm not feeling good today. I'll be funny. And then flip
the thing is, like, you know, I love being here. This is my home, and so like it's more beneficial for me. Being a part of Achievement Hunter to bring out the humor as opposed to like, you know, like, oh, kill everything that's on the map. So it was very scary shooting it because it was like, okay, this is me and my life, and it's, you know, it's about who I am. So a lot of it kind of falls on me, but Drew Saplin, Jason, they all did a great job of like helping me, you know, tell my story and have my vision out there. This didn't make it into the doc, but I mean, you guys know about this already, but I went to the doctor. Essentially, it's my last like competitive hoorah. It's like, okay, this is my last time I'm gonna be like competitive, see if I can, you know, reach that high level one more time before I kind of like stow it away. But yeah, last week, I'm stowing it away at a good time because last week I went to the doctor, and because I was having some issues with like right here on my palm, and then the doctor was like, like twisting my hands different ways, stuff like that. I was like, oh, does that feel numb there? Like, how's that feel there? Like smacking this. And then she goes, okay, so you have mild carpal tunnel in both hands, and you have tendonitis on the left hand. She's like, luckily you're coming to us early, but she is like, you gotta stop. You gotta like cut down. Yeah, she's like, you gotta cut down and give your hand some rest because.
Well, she was like, how many hours do you spend in front of a computer? And you were
I was just like, 10 to 12.
When I'm awake.
Yeah, when I'm awake.
How many times do I breathe a day? Well, how do I?
Yeah. And like I said, doing the doc was intense because it was trying to balance out all this travel, doing the 9 to 5, going home, doing some streams, spending time with Jackie, and then also like screaming and practicing on the side. And so and
there's some tough moments in there too, like stuff that probably won't make it in, or I should say rather hasn't made it in, was just the sheer amount of time that you grind.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably vocalize that.
Yeah, we vocalize it a bit, but there's
I remember
a lot
days you
more
come in, you're like, I was up till 2 a.m. grinding to try to get just to the cusp so we could capture that moment, or you know, and damn.
And there's just so many different factors to it, but I'm happy with how it turned out, and everyone's been giving me a lot of love and support. So
yeah, man.
Thank you guys.
Hey. Got it. Yeah. Well, because we love and support you.
Jeff, what did you do?
What did you do for Thanksgiving?
Well, I was going to ask Jeremy next because I saw your photos.
Hey, how about before then? Jeremy, what time is it?
I'll tell you what time it is.
What time is it, Jeremy?
It's time to talk about not that.
Jesus Christ.
It's time to talk about Jesus Christ.
No, it's time to talk about. Remember when we were saying the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, Jack?
That's true.
Newton? It's time to learn about where we came from and what's in our genetics.
Oh, yeah.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by 23andMe.
And
now through December 25th, that's Christmas, in case you didn't know, or don't celebrate it, or just don't care. 23andMe DNA kits are on sale. 23andMe helps you understand what your DNA... What are you pointing at? Oh, sorry. What your DNA can tell you about you and your family story. It's named for the 23 pairs of chromosomes that make up your DNA. That comes up in a theater mode coming up. Our next theater mode, Ox, actually. A 23andMe DNA kit is the perfect gift for everyone you love. There's never been a better way to give the gift of genetic discovery to your parents, your siblings, your aunts, your grandparents, and everyone else on your list. It's the one gift that you can buy the entire family that will be unique for each loved one. That's true. Everyone's got different DNA, kind of, unless you're identical twins, maybe. But even then, there's got to be some stuff that's all messed up. It's easy to do. Just spit into the tube provided in your 23andMe kit. Sounds like beautiful, doesn't it? Register your sample to your personal 23andMe account, and in a few weeks, receive your personalized online reports. With 23andMe, you can find out so much about your personal history. You can explore where your DNA is from out of 150 plus regions worldwide. Their different reports can give you tons of insight, not only into your ancestry, but also your health. It lets you know what you're susceptible to, if there's anything that runs in your family and things like that. So now, through December 25th, get 30% off any 23andMe kit Order your DNA kit at 23andme.com/off-topic. That's the number 23andme.com/off-topic. Again, 23andme.com/off-topic. Go find out more about yourself and about your health, your ancestry, all that good stuff.
That shit's crazy. We were talking about earlier, apple falling far from the tree, but a lot of people don't know this. Jack was conceived at a slot machine.
It's true.
And that's why his
Disney
name,
World.
that's why his full name is Jack Pot Patillo.
Yeah,
It's true.
That's it. Jack
Jeff,
Pop.
this captive shirt is really cool.
Oh, thanks.
I'm looking at your Jeff line.
Yeah,
That's got an
that is
email
a
from
cool
the store.
You should try to get one.
Yeah, text Jackie. She gets mad at me if I don't remind her the new Jeff line drop. She's like, it's sold out.
Let's Jeff line.
So you went to Portland, right?
Yeah, so Kat and I, in our house, we have a wall that has a bunch of framed artwork that's all the things on our bucket list that we want to do and places we want to go. And then when we do them, we put photos from the trip into the frame. So
That's
like that
super
frame is
cute.
full and like this one's full. So we wanted to do another one because we had one that we wanted to hike through the redwoods at some point. So we did that over Thanksgiving. We flew into Portland. Met a lot of great fans in Portland while I was there. Like immediately there was some at the airport and stuff. And hung out in Portland for a little while. I really want to go back because Thanksgiving was one of the days we were there, so everything was closed. Like there was a lot of bars that looked great and places we wanted to go and check out, and they were just all closed for Thanksgiving. Fucking huge bookstore in Portland if you haven't been there. It's called Powell's. It's like a whole city block, and it's like multiple floors, and it's awesome.
Powell's is awesome.
So we went there, stayed there for a couple days. Then we rented a car and drove down to a place called Eureka in California. Saw a couple sites in there. We saw some redwoods along the way. There's like a place in Eureka that's like the biggest Victorian house in the U.S., like this Victorian style mansion. It looks awesome. And
Is it haunted?
It looks haunted.
It's gotta be.
I think when I looked it up, people were like, "Oh, haunted."
And
It's
where
like
is
that
this?
book
Where
sold
is
like
this?
that's haunted.
Eureka.
Where's this place? In
Eureka,
Okay.
California.
Okay.
And then we drove from there to San Francisco the next day. And on the way, on that drive, there's a place called the Avenue of the Giants along the way. It's like this side road you can take, the scenic route. And that was fucking insane. Like, it was just all redwoods. And, like, we pulled over a bunch of times to, like, walk down to rivers and, like, get pictures of stuff. There was one redwood we went and stood next to that was, like, 360 feet tall or something. And, like, I got a picture of Kat next to it. And it's, like, you
really
can barely
wide, too.
see her.
Damn.
It's crazy. So yeah, we walked through there for like a long time, and then drove down to San Francisco, and then I gorged myself on seafood in San Francisco.
I wish I had known you were going to Portland because it's one of my favorite places. I would have
great.
told you so many places to go. Portland's awesome. It's like the Austin of the Pacific Northwest. That's really cool. Yeah, your photos looked really like you guys had a really good time. I liked your one where you're like, none of these photos are have filters on them. This
Right,
is
yeah,
just how
because
it
I was
looks.
looking through the filters, and I was like, none of these look better than the actual photos. So
Yeah.
I just like posted the actual photos. It was really, really cool.
Jeff, what did you do?
What was your Thanksgiving?
Griffin was in Slovakia carving for most of November, and then her brother and their family live in Germany. And the way we work the custody is like last year I had Millie for Thanksgiving, Griffin had her for Christmas. So this year we flipped it. I had her for Christmas and Griffin had her for Thanksgiving. And she wasn't going to be able to see Millie, so I felt bad. So I flew Millie to Germany, dropped her off with Griffin, and then I spent a day in Frankfurt, a day in Brussels, a day in Bruges. In Bruges, which is a great movie, by the way. I just watched it recently. And then I went to Amsterdam for like 4 days.
Nice.
It was fun. It was really fun. I had a really good time.
Man, we all had big trip except for Alfredo.
I was actually, well, it sounds like he had what he needed. I was about to say that I had this moment when I was actually looking at Jeremy's photos from in front of the redwoods.
There we go.
Where I was
That's a
thinking,
big-ass
That's
tree.
Kat at the bottom there.
Dude, the redwoods are so beautiful.
She blends in.
I was like,
such a big tree.
Massive.
I was like, in one day I saw like you were there, you were in Cancun, you were in doing your Disney shit, and I just got really happy that you guys were taking time off because this has been like the hardest year.
It's been really good.
The hardest year I've ever worked, and I assume that it's been the hardest year y'all have ever worked. And I was just happy that there was a moment when everybody was just taking much needed time off and relaxing and getting an actual vacation.
It was really nice.
Usually for us to get vacations, we have to tie them to events, and like you'll stay in England for an extra 3 days after RTX or whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody just had like focused, solid vacation time, doing what they wanted to do with the people they cared about. And I was just really happy that y'all were getting breaks.
Yeah,
So,
it was
made me
really
happy.
cathartic for sure. When I thought about it, I mean, I visited family and like had time off and stuff like that, but this was like the first time I think Barbara and I have both been like this whole trip is just going away and not working.
Just focus on each
for
other
a couple
and-
of days and just relaxing, enjoying ourselves. And even though Fredo, like you said you didn't travel, but it sounds like that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, it's exactly what I wanted.
I mean, it's really nice.
I like put down multiplayer games and I picked up Assassin's Creed Odyssey and I played that on my computer while Jackie was behind me on the couch lounging, playing Pokemon Let's Go. And I was like, and we ordered all the different foods we wanted to order.
That's all you need.
And like it was just a good time. It was like the first time in a long time that I played a game without being like on camera.
That's awesome.
So it felt really good.
That's also really nice too.
I'm trying to do that for Red Dead right now.
Yeah.
Like I'm streaming Odyssey right now, and it's just like I love it, but it's nice to be like, okay, I feel like I can't play it unless I'm streaming.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, you always get that
want to play
feeling.
games like
I just want to play it. And so Red Dead for me is going to be like, that's going to be the game I just play.
Always gotta remember to play some games and you're just alone time. Yeah, for yourself.
I need to try Reddit again at some point soon.
I've been playing a lot of
I
zombies
need to
though.
take a break before I needed to play that 3 hours again.
Dude, freaking
I'll do
zombies. I love me some zombies.
You really do love zombies.
The first time ever, I prestiged a gun twice and maxed it out. So I've never done that in a Call of Duty.
We need to get Noah in for you and Noah and two other people to do some.
We're talking to Noah right now.
Oh, are we? I love that dude.
We're just trying to find some time for us to all line it up.
It's one of those things where like people complain that we don't collaborate as much as they would like us to, and we agree. But like Noah's one of those people that like we just would love to work with and would love to have in. But he's got a very busy schedule, as do we, and it's just hard to find the time. And he lives in San Antonio now, I think, so it's like he's a little further out than he was.
Speaking of collabs, we got some guests coming in later this month that I hope a lot of people will be excited to see again. And
Really? Who's coming in?
Fiona.
Oh, Fiona's coming back. All right,
for like a while.
We also have Shofu coming in. Part
Love
of that week as well.
Shofu. Love
So
Shofu.
I'm really looking forward to that week. And
Are they at the same time?
Yeah, they overlap. She'll be in for the
overlap a
full
little
week,
bit.
and then he'll be in the latter half.
When is that?
That's great.
The week of the 10th.
So
So
not
December 10th.
next week, but the week after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'd like to do more with the Derp crew because they're all in town.
We love the Derp crew.
we
Everyone
love 'em.
loves the
audience,
comments
yeah,
are
you
like
guys
everyone
seem to-
loves Derp crew.
Yeah. So
They're very likable.
We're really trying to do more collaborations when we can squeeze them in, when it makes sense, because we really enjoy doing them. We pay attention to the audience and see when they really enjoy us doing it with who and what's.
You know which one I really liked? I was unfortunately out of town, or other gamefully employed with something else at the moment. But that band Siler, I don't really know their music.
Siler was super chill.
I've been listening to their music.
But
I took their CD. I've just
really
been listening to it.
like
that video y'all made was great. I
dude, those
thoroughly
guys were
enjoyed
great.
it. They're really.
I mean, that was like
really interesting. Dudes.
It was the week of Black Ops 4 launch. And we played Blackouts, Jeremy and I, and those two guys, and we did really fucking good.
Yeah.
And then we lost Jeremy and lost
Like the
I don't know if it
game
was Jason,
crashed.
but it was one of the other guys, and it just crashed on him. And we still made like the top 2 teams.
Yeah.
But no, those guys were super cool, and their music's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, they gave me the record. The record is beautiful. It's got gold leaf on it, and it's
Black and gold,
It's so
can't go
nice
wrong.
looking.
Like if you like new metal stuff, which
Like,
is what
if
they
you like
play.
Linkin Park,
Linkin
like-
Park is like they've played with Linkin Park apparently, and who else did they play with? Korn.
They play with Korn and Limp Bizkit.
Korn and Limp
Makes sense.
Bizkit. And it's
Don't hold that against them.
don't hold that against them. But yeah, if you like new metal stuff, like I love
It's like the soundtrack to the life I never wanted to live.
I love like Linkin Park and like 3 Days Grace.
Oh,
Breaking
yeah.
Benjamin, this hat, fan gaming it.
Yeah,
Dude, I haven't
I
listened to
played that
Breaking
like.
Benjamin in so long.
Their new stuff is
He broke.
pretty
They
good.
broke.
It's not bad.
No,
Yeah, their new
Katie was a
stuff's
big
good.
Linkin Park fan. I put that on. She's like, "This is great." I'm like, "Yeah, it's actually really fucking
Yeah.
good."
Yeah.
And
Siler,
super nice
look 'em
guys.
up.
Yeah, Siler, Sylar.
Yeah.
And so hopefully they'll come back through again, or but they were super cool. And I mean, it's always nice when stuff like that happens. It's just like. We get nervous when people come in when we have no expectation of what they're going to be. It's just like, all right, we're going to throw these people into the mix and to see how it goes. And I think we've done 3 bands now, and all 3 have been great.
Yeah.
Like it's worked out so well.
Speaking of
Neck
those
Deep,
bands and then the Wonder Years, I think I saw the other day that the Wonder Years are coming through town again.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, I feel like I saw that in like the next month or two.
we had
So if they
Dan.
do, we should see if we can get Dan to come back.
Yeah,
too, 'cause
Dan was
I really
great.
like that guy.
We played Madden with him, right?
Yeah. He's
And,
super, super nice.
Yeah, super nice guy. I think maybe it's part of the deal is like performing. I think it's performers, they understand how it works, And it's also like with bands, like they understand how microphones work, which is as weird as that sounds, that's actually a thing. If you don't know how like audio recording goes, it's like you don't know what to do. But yeah, anyway.
Might not speak into it. You might like turn away and talk
Yeah,
a
you
lot
get
or
too
not.
far.
Yeah.
Too
Sounds like we got bad audio.
Fix it.
I'm getting weird audio. Thought it was my headset.
Right channel sounds bad. Static
back
around Jack.
Hey guys, I just want to let you know. Apparently, the right audio channel is a little staticky.
Apparently, it's
need to fix
staticky.
Something's up with Jack's audio.
Well, I mean,
We
anyway.
share.
I guess they
audio.
mean the right. No, don't do that. Oh,
Just
I fix
slap
it?
the audience
sorry.
in the ear.
Mike Pirtle's head just exploded.
Did I fix it?
I don't know if he's in.
I mean, I
think
don't know.
When you hear a scream,
we
come
lost
from
the chat,
audio
so we
booth.
won't know if it came back.
Yeah, can we get the chat back up so we can see everybody going, "Dah!"
Oh wait, you flickered.
There we go.
Oh boy.
Anyway, well, while we're talking about it, Steffi mentioned Red Dead Online, and we actually had a pretty significant thing the other day where we made our Red Dead Online characters. Yeah. And that's actually a pretty big deal. Ow, there we go. I just banged my headphones on my desk.
I find myself wanting to play online so I can progress more and get some more money and be able to do more things. But I don't think the characters are going to transfer. Rockstar said the characters might not transfer.
Oh, really?
So we're going to make new ones?
Release. So I don't know.
Do we want to spend all the time then?
I mean,
like,
it's one thing to make content fucking around. It's another to like, I want to go home and progress and get shit. Hey, Jeff fixed it.
There's no static now.
Can almost guarantee it wasn't that.
Probably was not.
It's the entire team.
But he won't take credit for it.
So we don't. What?
It was totally that.
Really?
It was the connection then.
Yeah.
Chef Ramsay.
Jeff Ramsay.
I know what I'm doing, all
right?
He's like the Fonz.
Richard D didn't happen by accident.
Do we have any idea when the actual online's hitting?
Isn't it supposed to be next year?
Is it next year?
I don't know.
I
do not know.
Dude, one of the funniest things that happened in the live stream that we were doing, Red Dead 2 online,
Jesus, I know.
we were trying to get a photo because we found out that someone can jump off a cliff and another person can lasso them as they're jumping and like catch them. And like sometimes you can pull them back up.
Yeah.
But one time Trevor did it and Gavin's trying to get the photo and Trevor jumped off the cliff and I roped him and he was on the other team. But I roped him by his legs, and he swung back into the cliff and died. And it was like, it was like Jeremy killed you.
I died so many times jumping off that cliff.
Yeah, because you jump and sometimes I'd be like, "Whoops!" and then you just like,
It's great because like Gavin was on the other side, like in camera mode, trying to take a photo, and you can just see like the body like dangle and fly off with the silhouette of like the waterfall.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed that.
Yeah, I was like hog-tying Trevor
was,
and like throwing him off.
Gavin's character looks similar to himself, but even more so when he's got a camera and you just see him following the action.
Jeff,
he's just standing there doing
this. Do you see that in chat? Kevin Durant to the Celtics?
That's just somebody saying that. Kevin Durant's like going to the Celtics. What? Yeah, that's ridiculous. We don't need him.
Sorry, I'm looking that up for you.
Dude, Trevor, during that too, there was one moment where Gavin was in the camera thing and he had taken a photo and he was saving it, so he was on Social Club. And while he was on Social Club, I tied him up. Like I lassoed him hog time. He had no idea because he was on that screen. Yeah. And put him over my shoulder and I was like, Gavin, can you see what's happening right now? He's like, no, I'm in Social Club. Why? And he backed out. And it was me on the edge of a cliff.
Yeah, we were doing a lot of things with hog tying and cliff. Like, I wanted to get it.
And cliff, great combo.
I put you on my shoulder and I wanted to see if when you tap X, you can shove off of a person. I wanted to see if you could shove me off. And you got sucked into a mission.
Game.
And so as you're breaking off, you just float, you just phase, you like phase away, and I'm holding nothing, and then my guy goes.
Well, also I don't want to say exactly what it is, but Matt has figured out a way to break it, very similar to what he did in like Odyssey.
Just call him Matt Break.
Like like in Odyssey, he got like the weird like mannequin people to show up.
Yeah,
like he essentially figured out something like that in Red Dead.
God, he's really clever.
Yeah, he's just like.
He's also, I don't know how you felt, but he's fun to travel with. That was my second international trip with Matt Bragg.
He was very. I was just examining him the whole time.
He's fun to watch. It's fun to watch Matt.
Watching, I don't know if this will make it in the video, but watching Matt Bragg have to walk a hill was unbelievable. Just the slightest incline, all imperceptible.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
And Alfredo and I, we got up there, we turned over, we're like, where the fuck is Matt? And we looked back and he was like,
it's in the video. Don't worry.
And it's like,
yeah, you should have gotten something.
We made a video of the trip, so
something.
that'll be there. You're walking around in my camera. That'll be there, and you'll see Matt up the incline.
All right, it's time to mukbang.
Hey, wait! Tape for the labels. Tape for the labels.
Mukbang.
Oh yeah, tape the labels up. The P. Terry's gonna cover up the P. Terry's
Jack?
logo.
Is this diet? Here, this is
a drink for you, buddy.
I had a regular cola.
Got some straws. They're wet with something.
Wait,
love.
that means we're missing. We're missing a fucking
drink.
soda.
Uh-oh.
Is it me?
We have a cooler.
Did I get fucked again?
Did I get
I had a regular.
Is Trevor gonna be naming himself Burger in a Jackbox Let's Play?
Couple things from the chat I saw. Somebody said it was nice of Jeff to come in from a sabbatical. I took that sabbatical 2 years ago.
That was a year and a half, 2 years
Almost
ago.
2 years ago.
And yet it's still in the Battle Buddies intro every now and again.
And then other
Battle
thing,
Buddies started.
somebody asked why we stopped using American Apparel shirts for the Jeff line. They filed bankruptcy.
Oh, you get a protein
Yeah, but
style
you can still
burger?
use it.
If you can
two? I
get
don't
the
know what two
blanks,
is.
they became very expensive and hard to find, and there are honestly better blanks out there.
What you got there, Jeff?
It's well for my because I'm keto,
Fries.
so I get a hamburger with a lettuce wrap instead of bun. That way I can eat
Do
it.
they offer that? Like, just
Almost every place does.
open those
I had a
up.
burger last
See if they
night.
are.
Way too late. Like what?
that's a fuck ton of lettuce.
It's not. You can't. It's hard
Nice
to
money.
eat. Yeah.
I got a double plane.
That's not a bad idea.
There's
I
gonna
might
be double
do
plain,
that.
double cheese.
I mean,
Ketchup,
I'm
all
not
right.
doing the full like.
Yeah,
Okay, so one of these
Look,
is gonna have.
I'm down.
I don't
I'm
care
down
which one I got.
14
Dude.
pounds in 5 weeks.
I told Kat last night, we were like out walking, and I was like, holy crap, Kat. I forgot to tell you, Jeff came into the office today.
Can't have that shit.
And I was
What
like,
is-
Jeff looks like 10 years younger.
You look
than me.
great.
Yeah. I was like, God. But yeah, so right now, Kat and I are kind of eating better and doing like making sure we get our 10,000 steps a day and stuff like that, because boy, did we like fat up on vacation. Like we went ape shit.
Because I do the 10,000 steps a day thing too. That's my only exercise. I've been doing this other thing, and I know you're not downtown, so it's a little different. But Uber has like scooters and bikes now.
Scoots.
Just like the Lime scooters and the whatever. But I'm off the scooters now. I don't use Lime or Bird or Uber scooters because Uber has these like pedal assist bicycles. And you rent them via the Uber app. And I rode the other day, I rode 27 miles
Hell yeah.
in 2.5, 3 hours. And it was the most relaxing, easy, like light exercise I've ever had because there's like pedal assist. So you don't notice it unless you're going up a hill and then you're suddenly like, oh, I don't want to kill myself going up this hill. It is so much fun. I try to ride bikes every day. And it's just a blast.
Riding bikes is
When I was
awesome.
a kid, I used
really
to do
need
that.
to get it.
Every day I got home from school, I'd go ride so long that when I got off, I felt like a cowboy. Because I felt like I was still on the bike because I get the gears. Is it really high or really low when it's hard to...
It really high is when it's like...
Yeah, so like I get it like
Right?
that.
Oh, no. I think it's the other
high
way.
as it goes fast.
High is
Okay.
faster. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like there
been a
wasn't
while.
really inclines. It's fucking Indiana. So like my neighborhood has a big loop, or my old one had a big loop in it. So I'd get it like real low then, I guess. And like so it was hard to push, and I'd be standing up pushing as hard as I could just to see how fast I could get ripping around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We,
like-
me and my friends used to, in our neighborhood, it was really hilly, but we would look for like the biggest, steepest hills, like to take our bikes down and stuff like that. But my friend, he had like the shittiest bike. His name, we used to call him Sony. And he, like, his bike, he had one of the really like old ones that to stop you pedal backwards. You know,
Oh,
like they don't have the
yeah.
handbrakes,
Yeah.
you just like pedal
My
backwards to
training wheel
stop.
bike had that where you just
But
go.
his fucking bike chain would snap all the time. And so we were like on these huge hills, and then me and my other buddy, we would like be going down the hill super fast, and then like might see something like there's a sudden stop or whatever. We'd like slow down, and then we'd hear a loud snap behind us, and then Sonny would go by, and he's just pedaling backwards, like trying to make himself stop, but you just see the chain flailing. You like nail a wall and go over it and shit. We used to love that.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if this is diet or cola. Diet or regular.
What's the verdict?
Regular.
Like even like
That's you,
today
boy.
at 5
Even though
o'clock,
I just
like
put my mouth on the straw.
I gotta get Millie from school at 2:30,
Apologize.
and then I'll be back here for the unboxing stream. And then at 5, Millie has agreed because it's always a negotiation with her.
Yeah.
She has agreed to go on a bike ride with me. Oh my god, I'm so excited!
We should also
last
mention-
night I was like, let's go for a bike ride. Let's go for a bike ride. I didn't want to sit at home. She was like, nah, I'm doing anything other than that. So she was like playing Fallout with her friends or whatever, and I was like, all right. So I went for a bike ride by myself. Rode 15 miles last night, hour and a half, 75 degrees outside, gorgeous.
Yeah.
Perfect
absolutely.
time to get outside. Love this weather. Love fall weather. Perfect time to listen to music. Love music or podcasts. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, so I'm open to like suggestions to the audience. You guys like for a time like that, like when I'm working out or if I'm like
Let me
out walking or
recommend
whatever.
the 3 podcasts I am obsessed with.
Let's hear it.
You've heard me talk about
My favorite
dad
runner.
wrote a porno.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I also know another one. Just go ahead and say 'em.
My dad wrote a porno. Fantastic. Can't go wrong with that one. It gets better each season.
Okay.
You wouldn't think that that shtick would improve, but it does.
Good.
And I've been listening to the Bill Burr podcast a lot. That's
really?
really solid. He does 2 episodes a week.
I don't mean to interject, but he's got a show now on Netflix with another comedian. I'm forgetting his name.
Yeah, it's the
Doesn't he?
F is for Family or whatever. Is you talking about the animated show?
Unless I'm mixing up comedians, I might be. It's 2 stand-ups. And anyway, go ahead.
And then this one I'm really into. Who Weekly, which is these two celebrity like bloggers. They're not celebrities, but they blog about celebrity gossip and stuff. And Bobby and Lindsay, and they just talk about, well, it's called Who Weekly because they separate all celebrities into who's or thems. A them is a celebrity you know, like Ryan Gosling is a them. A who is like Rita Ora. Like who the fuck is Rita Ora? And so they just talk about celebrities that are like on the cusp of being famous that you don't know about, that you get like obsessed with people from The Bachelor or whatever. And they just shit on celebrity, and it's awesome, and they're hilarious,
like David
and they're
Spade,
very
basically.
catty, and it's like, yeah. It's a lot like the Hulu show Difficult People. I don't know if you ever saw that Billy Eichner show. It's like the real life version of that show. And it's twice a week, so fascinating. And that's how I learn all my celebrity gossip and stuff to try to keep up with you kids.
Don't worry about the eating noises.
I
They won't last very
I just remembered it wasn't. It was David Tell,
Oh, David.
not Bill Burr, who has the new show. And I looked it up. It's called Bumping Mics. I haven't watched it yet, but sounds like might be pretty interesting. It's super on brand for them.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
When Trevor climbed on the table earlier,
Yeah, what
I
happened?
noticed that he had the little the elastic band.
Did his ass look comfortable?
Yeah, it looked very comfortable because he was wearing MeUndies.
He was. And funny you bring that up. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by MeUndies. This is the year that you can finally tackle your holiday shopping early, and guess what? You can get everything you need for you and your loved ones at MeUndies. MeUndies uses the coveted micro-modal fabric, which is 3 times softer than cotton. If you've never felt this fabric, get ready to experience pure bliss in underwear form. You can also get a style that is perfectly suited to you. Men and women can choose from 4 different cuts, all of which are very comfortable and made from the same material. You know how much we all here love MeUndies. They provide us all the right support with micro-modal. It's truly life-changing. We always love visits from the Underwear Fairy. No, I don't think the Underwear Fairy has been by super much recently. Miss the Underwear Fairy very much. They're my favorite pair of underwear I've ever owned. I specifically wear them when I go out like jogging and stuff like that because it's really soft and everything's nice and in place. This holiday season, MeUndies will be releasing a new print every Tuesday. That means you'll have no excuse not to celebrate the holidays right down to your very core. And we know what you mean by core. But why stop at undies? This year, MeUndies is launching their holiday prints in lounge pants, which is what you were talking about, Jack, and onesies as well. I've seen the ones, and Michael was wearing the onesie around the other day. MeUndies has a great offer for our viewers. For any first-time purchases, when you purchase any MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. To get your 15% off your first pair, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/offtopic. That's MeUndies.com/offtopic. Make your butt happy, just like your face. Wear MeUndies. Yeah, so.
Speaking of unboxing stream, we're doing an unboxing stream right after this podcast.
Right
or 3 o'clock, I
after
think, right?
This.
3 o'clock.
So if you're watching live, go ahead and stick around. I think we're going to do it on the website, right? Or-
Yep, we're on the website.
Go ahead and stick around. It won't be the same link, obviously, because it's not off topic, but just peruse the front page.
We've been due an unboxing stream for a while. Our the storeroom's getting pretty crazy right now. So, and we got to clear it out. And we also figured Christmas is coming up, so excuse me, we might get some more stuff in.
Hopefully the AC's fixed, so it's not a sweat fest.
Oh my god, the AC's broken again. Every time I come back to work,
the fucking air conditioner.
So it's you. That's what you're saying.
You can. This is why I was nervous when wearing a black shirt. You can see my white shirt, my black beater under it.
Oh,
it's like I'm wearing a bra. Gotta hold everything up.
You know what I mean?
Got a bra.
Those beat cups.
Dude, Trevor and I went to go yesterday.
Yeah, speaking of cups, I'm sorry.
What?
We got measured for our bras. No, we went and got suited up.
We went and got
What are you
suited up.
suited up for?
Oh, it's
you'll
for
see.
It's that
for
secret
video.
thing we're shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, that thing we're shooting.
The reason Ryan's not here.
Yeah, Ryan's actually on a Achievement Hunter shoot right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What am I doing mine? It'd have to be Monday or Tuesday.
Monday.
Okay.
What am I doing mine?
I don't know about yours. Yours is a weird
I
ass.
don't even know if mine's planned even.
I'll do the other thing, the easier one.
I don't remember yours. But yeah, no, we're getting sized up.
It involves
and,
breaky break.
And we're pretty much plus or minus a quarter inch in all measurements. We're the same.
We're the exact
We're the
same measurement. Shoulder, chest, waist, everything.
Penis?
Well,
Well, we went into the dressing room. We went into the dressing room and fluffed it up and to see.
Fluffed it up.
it's like that scene Step Brothers where they're like in the bathroom, like,
You may not have studied it, but you would know if it feels the same.
I don't No.
He's insinuating that instead of just telling each other measurements, you just jack each other off and see if it feels.
Stop. All right. Yeah.
I mean, I get that you don't get to see it because it's behind you, but you know how it feels.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was. Yeah.
There it is.
Jeff staring at the chat while talking about our penises.
He's waiting for it.
It's this weird disorienting conversation where it's not spiking the lens or looking at us.
Live action about. Oh man, I was just thinking the other day because we had a question. We answered some questions on Tumblr. I don't know if you saw that happen, but
that was fun.
There was like an AMA type thing. Yeah, and so we answered all the questions, or a good portion of them in not even a good portion of them. There was hundreds of questions. I think we answered like 20 in like video format. So we sat around this table, me, Jeff, Ryan, Jack, and just kind of talked, like answered the questions, and they'll be on Tumblr in little snippets. Like I think Tumblr is actually editing them together.
Yeah, we're sending them the file.
But there was one question that we did answer that was like, if you had an unlimited budget, what would you do? But like, I would love to do like a live action fake AH crew thing with like explosions and like stunts and
I've
shit.
always wanted to be in a
cool.
I always want to do stunt driving. Like when I was in Paris, they have the it was Lights Motors Action in Florida, and this is called Motors Action over there. It's a car stunt show.
But it's in the dark.
Fuck, that's so cool. And it's just like cars do like sliding around, doing J turns and jumping shit. Like I would love to do that.
That'd be awesome.
I want to do that someday.
Right. I want to do like the action movie stupid shit.
Even if we shot like Sabotage, like we do like a video, but it's like Sabotage from Beastie Boys, just like goofy shit. That'd be fun.
Alfredo, let me ask you a question. It's fine. It's not a weird question.
Yeah, you're fine.
You know how your nipples are like black?
Yeah.
You have like
milk duds.
I was gonna say like black holes on your chest.
Okay.
Like a gravitational force.
They do suck your
How's your penis color? Is it similar to the rest of your body? Is it a darker penis?
It's slightly darker.
It's darker? I had a feeling it would be a darker penis.
What's wrong, Jar?
The camera cut to me and I'm like,
Like the thing is his dick made of rock too, or is it like a normal human dick?
Oh, you're talking about Ben Grimm?
Yeah.
So he's got a rock cock.
Yeah. No, it's slightly darker.
Someone clued me in on like Neapolitan dicks recently.
What? Yeah,
like
I've seen
they're
those.
like 3 different colors. They're like red, like at the tip, and
Like
then kind of
brown,
white, and
then red, then white, or whatever. Like Neapolitan ice cream.
yeah.
But
I
it did.
understand the metaphor.
Yeah.
I've just never seen this. Is this in?
I had to look it up one
Did
day.
you
Yeah,
discover
look
it
at more
in the playing cards that you and Michael have been playing with?
No, but Gavin flipped through all of them the other
Oh,
day.
of course he did.
I nailed Gavin with the card trick.
Yeah.
I mean, but we did it silently because I think that you were recording like Awu's ad read or something. And in the background, you see me just going like this to Gavin. Gavin just picks it up and goes like that. It's like
So
It's
good.
like it's a morbid curiosity whenever you guys are playing with the dick cards because I'll be like, all right, what? No.
right, yeah, like you
Every
just
time,
have to
I'm like,
look.
I'm
No,
like,
you know it's
Gavin
gonna
had one of them,
happen.
or like Michael at one point, and he was like, "Why is this guy even on the cards? Does this guy have like a little dick?" And Michael's like, "Why is this even on here?" Like other people, and he goes, "Especially next to that."
Yeah, there's like 2 of hearts next to the 3 of hearts or something. They were just like totally different sizes.
Some people are growers.
Well, they gotta
Yeah,
make whoever's
but you
playing with
watch it,
feel
you go,
good.
as a fellow grower.
That's true. If my dick was to ever like get leaked out there,
Yeah,
and it was like,
you better hope it's erect.
Yeah.
and it wasn't erect, you best believe there'd be a follow-up picture that just throw.
Right, you're like, I need to
I'd be
clear
like,
up.
look,
No.
look, grower. There you go. Like, you know what I mean? It's already out there. Might as well just make sure people get the whole scope of it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
give
saying-
it multiple angles.
You're saying if
and-
like a photo leaked or like you somehow accidentally tweeted it, you wouldn't be like, oh, my Twitter got hacked and someone posted a photo of my dick. Wait,
I'd be like,
you
this is
see
a
that
better
line.
shot.
No, I'd be like, here's
It's already out there.
Yeah,
Someone's already
yeah.
saved it.
Here
As
it is
soon as that's
with
out
mood
there, it's
lighting.
like, deleting it's worthless.
Speaking of that, did Michael did you ever talk about that junk email that came through that was basically like,
No.
Okay. Where he was like being threatened with like, someone's like, it was very bad grammar. Oh, I hacked your webcam and all.
This is a spam email.
Right,
spam.
like a couple people got it, I think, across, like, it was like a thing. The fucking management, no one's one email got that email. Did you see that?
No.
It just went to like the generic like Rooster Teeth email, like for
everybody.
no one. Yeah. And I really want to read it because it's like it's so broken. The grammar's even worse
Yeah.
than Michael's.
It's classic like spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
If your genitals end up on the internet, flood the market so everybody gets bored with it.
That's
what I'm saying.
that's
Yeah.
solid advice.
That's
Yeah.
funny. It's like, all right, here's
Solid
500
advice.
photos of me naked. Like,
It's like, a picture of my dick came out. Now what am I gonna do? I know. I'll open up my asshole and make real life goatsy. Then you won't care about my dick anymore.
Well,
real life.
I don't know if that's the answer to
that
them,
shit.
but you know, yeah.
Anyway,
Speaking of, but going back to infinite budget show ideas, we should have a show. If we had an infinite budget, it's just called Nice Dynamite. Michael and Gavin take very nice things and just blow them up.
We've never done anything with
that's
explosives.
Moonball, right?
Speaking of shows that we can make, I pitched a show to you earlier today.
did?
Yeah, I hope you guys make it.
I could see us doing that Q&A
that
thing we
looks
did.
so fun.
That could totally be a show.
Could be.
Which is like, but Funhouse pretty much did that already. They had the thing where they would stand in front of the camera.
A lot of people did a lot of shit.
We kind of did. We were doing that a little bit with that segment in Awu where we take the comments, answer a couple questions from the comment section, or just reply to.
But these are like very legitimate questions.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
this is more
we
structured.
take like funny ones in the Awu.
Yeah.
Think of it this way, Jack. Hitler didn't invent genocide, but he still did it.
That's true. I would say he perfected it.
So you want to be the Hitler
that
of
way,
entertainment, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
You want to be the Hitler of entertainment.
Wait, are you saying Funhouse is like Hitler?
I'm saying Hitler,
notorious.
obviously.
We have two show ideas that I really hate that we're just sitting on. Like, it's just finding time
It is hard.
to just do.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's like every time we do new stuff, it's always in addition to everything else we're doing. It's not like, okay, we're gonna stop doing this so we can make this instead. It's like, no. You're gonna keep making everything you make and also do another day's worth of work on top of that.
Well, hopefully with these show ideas, we can kind of do a little, Lewis likes to say, the Indiana Jones like sandbag, where you kind of like you swap them out. I mean, you got to test it out, test the waters, and see how it works, like from a production standpoint, from an audience reception standpoint, all these things, and then it goes from there.
Somebody just asked if there's an ETA when the Weird Place comes out. I know the day. I don't know if it's been published, but it's next year. It's in the first quarter of next year.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Yay.
I believe sometime in March.
Yeah,
but I'm not 100%.
Yep,
it's shot. It's edited. They're doing a lot of polish on it because
it needs to find a solid landing point and get nailed down.
Yeah,
because it's floated around.
We actually talked about this earlier on that thing, but what they're doing now is they hired a composer to do an original score for it. And so they're scoring the episodes. And I saw episode 1 and it's fucking awesome.
I heard the score has been really good, but I haven't seen a cut since back in September.
Yeah, I've got one in my inbox.
Dude, speaking of shows, the newest Achievement Hunter. Achievement Hunter is such a good fucking show. Episode 5 just hit this week, and it's the Hellfire Caves, which
it is bizarre.
It's one of my favorite things. Hey, there we are.
Look at us.
There's the Jeremy Show starring everyone else.
Jeremy and friends hunt ghosts.
The Hellfire Caves episode, the story time we did was by far my favorite story time we ever shot.
Where's Lindsay's name?
The story time.
Where's Jeremy's name? Your names are gone.
It looks like it's mirrored. It might be full.
The story.
Mine's under my fist.
Yeah, Lindsay's mirrored.
The story time in the Hellfire Caves with like the rave and stuff.
That was the most fun. I think I tweeted it. Most fun I've ever had in 16 years of Rooster Teeth.
Yeah, and
it's just that shoot.
It was us, and then like we were all dressed up stupid, and then they hired all these extras as like basically like the women at the party. And they were just watching. It's like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Yeah, there's a couple guys in there too. And then, like, at one point, like Gavin and I, we had capes on, which we never have capes on. And so we had a cape fight, and we were fighting with capes. And all these extras just looking at us, just like, what are these stupid Americans doing?
Brian as Ben Franklin was probably my favorite thing.
Yeah.
I saw funny. I actually commented on a YouTube comment the other day because it annoyed me so much. Where somebody was like, in the episode, I go, oh, it'd be like Steam Daft Punk. And then we cut to a scene where Daft Punk guys with steampunk helmets on.
Daft Spunk or something like that?
Yeah. And Spaft Punk is what it said. And somebody's like, it's right there in front of them. I can't believe they didn't make a steampunk joke for Daft Punk. I'm like, I literally said Steam Daft Punk, and then it cuts to a scene of guys with steampunk helmets on.
No, he's saying call them Steampunk instead of Daft Punk.
Spaft Punk's funnier. But we made these
Spaff is a Gavinism, so it makes sense.
So, the whole bit was great, and like it was all shot inside of the actual Hellfire Caves, and so everything you see in the story time is all literally in the place that we did the haunt at, and so I just like the idea, like the people working there treated with such respect, and and then we're just in there.
We do that a lot. Anytime that we see the people like that own the place watching us, I always like feel a little bad. Like,
were you on that one?
I was not in that one.
Who was it that was on that one? It was you, maybe.
It was me, Ryan, Lindsay, Gavin.
Funniest part of, maybe the funniest moment, not on film, of any Haunter episode was there. I don't know if you remember this, Jack, but I think it was you. We got there and we're looking at it. It looks fucking ominous and scary, and it's like a fucking hole cut into a mountain.
Yeah.
And you pull up your phone and you look it up on Yelp, and it goes, my 6-year-old at a birthday party loved it. Excellent place for kids' birthday parties.
What?
And Jack reading that review just totally de-escalated everything. We're just like, we couldn't stop. We couldn't take it seriously after that.
That was pretty great. And the whole thing was a lot of fun though. That was a really cool location. And it was cold. It was nice and cold, which we've done so few haunts when it's cold. It's always so fucking hot.
You know, Missouri was cold.
Missouri was cold too.
Fuck.
We're gonna be filming a lot of less hot ones. We're not gonna be doing summer shoots for the next season.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plan is we filmed season 2 was supposed to be 8 and 8, but we couldn't get it done in time, so we did 7 and 1. So season 2 is 9, but we filmed 1 episode of season 2 already. That's your debut.
Yep.
And then so we have 8 more to film, and we're gonna try to film them all between February and April.
Yeah.
Except for one special one that we're filming in January. But
yeah. I will say. Oh, there we go.
Hey, there's the caves.
Also, I wore a helmet during the Hellfire Caves thing. Because like literally, I was like, it was low ceilings, and I'm like, I'm gonna hit my head. Can I get a helmet? Like, half jokingly, half serious. I hit my head probably 6 times walking through those fucking caves.
It doesn't come across in the video.
The episode.
There was only the one time when Ryan hit you on the head, but the fucking 2 times Ryan clocked you on the head. I hope that those make an outtakes reel or something. Because you were seeing stars.
I was dazed. Like that's why it's funny.
The shit out of you
in the intro.
And they did it again.
Before we go in, in the intro, I put my helmet on and talk about why I'm wearing a helmet. And then the first time we did it, Ryan just went whack and hit me on the head as hard as he fucking could. Actually knocked me for a loop, fucked me up. And then the second take, which is the one in the episode, I put it on. I'm like, no one needs to hit me in the head. No one needs to hit me. And then he hits me again. And I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
It hurt. It actually hurt a lot. It hurt
Jack
more
had to take a minute the first time. He's just like,
yeah.
That was a lesson I learned a long time ago. Where not that it was a modern helmet, but there was a day in school where it was one of those themed days in elementary school where you can wear almost costume kind of things. And this one kid wore his grandfather's army helmet, real old army helmet. And we're on the bus. I'm like, oh, is that gonna protect you? And smack down on it, and it's just the metal. There's nothing else going on inside. There's no padding, whatever. It's just an old metal helmet, and he just goes straight to his head, and he's like, ah.
When I was a little
kid,
kid,
terrible.
I was given a tool set for Christmas. And it had real tools in it, but it was shaped like a race car, so for kids.
Yeah.
And I was with my cousin. We were in my basement, and I put a bucket on my head. And it was one of those plastic Halloween candy buckets. And I put it on my head, and my cousin had a hammer. And he was like, the bucket will stop it. He hit me in the head with a hammer. And I went to the hospital. And they were like, now, I don't know if you know this, but it is kind of possible to get a bruise on your skull, and you have one.
Jesus. I was on the bone or on the brain?
It was I got a bruise on my head. You could see it under my hair.
Yeah.
The skull was
The bucket will stop it.
I used to torment people
when
I was younger, and my mom got a lot of it. I feel bad for her now, but when I was a kid, I was maybe 10. I was too old. That joke you see when a door's half open and somebody puts a bucket of water on the door and you open it. Home Alone style, you get doused with water.
Oh god.
I didn't think that through. And so I put the bucket up a 5-gallon, one of those Home Depot buckets, you know, full of water. And I precariously noted it. It's at my grandma's house at the thing. I didn't think about securing it in any way. So I did that to my mom in her bedroom, and my mom just opened the door, and a bucket with 20 pounds of water just hit her on the top of the head. She was just on the ground, didn't know where she was. I just remember my mom being half Indian style on the ground, going ugh, and me going and just running.
Jesus, killed her. So awful.
So bad.
I broke her foot one time.
Oh my god.
I shot a bunch of Roman candles at her.
At her. Not I shot Roman candles and something went wrong. I shot them at her.
And she went taking off down a hill and fell and rolled and came up with 3 broken toes.
God, Jesus.
What?
That same,
a devil
that same day I hit my uncle in the head and I burned all the hair off the side of his head. Yeah.
Didn't learn from the first firework incident.
No, it sounds like he didn't learn from the first 4 decades of him being alive.
Hey, Jeremy, what time is it?
It is time for me to get a watch.
It's Blue Actor 2.
Oh, we have one over there. Hey, you should show that one off, and I'm gonna show this one off because I like this one a lot. Hey guys, this episode of Off Topic is also brought to you by Movement. There's no one who disrupts the status quo and looks good doing it quite like the team over at Movement watches. Their startup team has made Movement the fastest growing watch company in the world, and tons of people are wearing their products, including us. We got this one, and I've got the black and red watch right here. I really like this one because it's very like minimalistic and everything. And it's for good reason that we have them. And now it's time to give yourself something special for the holidays this year. Movement has great products from their sunglasses, which are actually the sunglasses that I wear every day. Are these guys. I like them a lot. To their watches, you can't go wrong with any of their items. I personally love their Hustle watch. It's sleek, it looks great, and it's very similar to this one. It's made to impress, and you always get compliments on it because, I mean, it just looks good. It's classy. And cheap. As much as we all love our screens, the fact that they're draining on our... the fact is they are draining on your eyes. We all know this. So check out Movement's Ever-Scroll glasses that protect your eyes from harmful blue light so you can keep on gaming. These are not those. These are just, I think these are runaway sunglasses is what they're called.
We should have Alfredo do that before he gets tendinitis.
But seriously, get those glasses. You're in danger. You'll also look great while gaming. Their Ever-Scroll lenses come in a ton of different frames and styles, so there is a fit for everyone while you're sitting there on your computer playing your games. Movement did all the hard work this holiday season so you wouldn't have to. And they made awesome gift boxes and packages. If you need help giving the perfect gift this season, but you don't know where to start, the guys over at Movement Watches got your back. They've curated all their favorite styles into special gift boxes for you, so you can absolutely crush this holiday season without the added stress. And you know there's always stress when buying gifts during the holiday season. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmt.com/offtopic. Check out their latest styles over at movement.com. So go to mvmt.com/offtopic and join the movement. Get yourself some Movement watches, and I can't recommend their sunglasses enough. I really like them. There you go.
Stylish, Jeremy. Stylish. You got a look going on right now.
During that ad read,
it's called the Back in Boston one.
During that ad read, Tyler very slyly reminded me that we need to promote a Haunter clip.
Well, we talked about
Shut up.
So now that we talked about a bunch of episodes that already came out, should we show a clip from an episode that's about to come out?
Let's take a look
at all that beautiful bean footage.
The Pioneer Farm at Gonzales. Pioneer Village in Gonzales.
I think it's just a clip from the one you guys were talking about.
It's a farm
It's a clip from the Hellfire
because it's out right
Caves.
now, so you can go and see
So
it.
watch this clip and then watch
Roll
the
the
episode.
fucking clip!
Watch is very long.
These caves. Yeah, they left you down here in the deep depths, right?
Yeah, I'm like, are we gonna go through a gate?
Yeah, we can go through there.
Oh god, it's like a. Is this the boardroom?
This is the inner temple, I believe.
Oh, dude, that's like. Is this Suki? She's ready to buy.
Point that at that. Spirits of the inner temple, Hellfire Caves. Is there anything here currently that wishes to communicate with us? If you would like to, we have this little device here. If you could just try and move the meter.
What was that?
Yeah, that was your stomach, wasn't it?
No.
Really?
That was like a woman or a baby.
That was a very...
It was. What did you hear?
It was like...
That's exactly what I heard. Did it come from behind you?
That came from behind you.
Oh, that's not good.
I love stuff like that. Even though, like, you know, most of us are skeptics on that show, there's moments that I've had with, like, Gavin and with Ryan where, like, something will happen, like, very weird, and, like, Ryan will just go, uh-oh.
Something about Ryan saying that makes it extra scary, too.
Yeah.
God, it's a fun show to shoot.
It is the most fun.
Can't wait for March to April of next year. Is that what it was?
March. Well, we film one episode in
January.
in Australia.
Yeah,
we can say that.
Shockingly,
Since we're gonna film an episode in Australia, and then February through March we're gonna film, and we're gonna film a bunch on the West Coast and a bunch on the East Coast.
Cool.
So.
Oh, we going to Boston?
I don't think so. I don't think we're going to
There's
Boston.
got to be a load of haunted places in Boston, though, right? I mean, that place
just
is
the
ancient.
people.
It's just the people.
It's just the people are haunted.
Yeah, it'd be like
They
a
just don't
haunted
wanna
Boston
fight.
mafia.
I've never seen homeless people fight except for in Boston. Like they get real aggressive.
I
Like,
mean, they don't even have to,
protected.
they can have homes.
There's
They'll fight.
territories. There's like someone got shoved over
Someone
a
was
trash
pissing
can,
on
and
someone
I
else's
think he was
land, yeah.
unconscious, maybe dead. I don't know.
You don't know.
Propositioned by a prostitute for the first time in Boston, and only in Boston. So I was only there for a weekend, but man, I have some memories.
It's great. You eat some seafood, get drunk, and go home.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
I went to a
Boston.
Celtics game.
Oh, scary.
I think a 76ers Celtics game. I think this was like years ago, 2012 maybe.
Yeah, go to Boston, go down to the harbor, eat at Faneuil Hall, go to the Whiskey Priest for some drinks, and then pass out.
Take a
Wake
Whiskey
up
Priest.
somewhere else.
Find some ghosts.
And find some ghosts.
Somebody in the chat said, Millie's 5'5". She's taller than I am. Millie is 5'5". She's very excited about it.
Taller than I am.
Where'd that fact come up?
She's been taller than me for a little bit now, though.
She had me measure her last night when we got home from school, and she was 5'5".
Gotcha.
And she had me measure her like a month ago, and she was only 5'4" still. So she grew an inch like in the last month. So she was like, I gotta tell Jeremy. And I was like, you don't have to.
No, she did. She came in the next day and told me that she was 5'4".
But speaking of,
she's like, I'm taller than him now. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
She is.
Like,
speaking
She's
of
gonna be
ghosts,
tall.
yeah, she's at that age where you just springboard up. I have like when I go home, there's a whole piece of tape in the laundry room on the door that has like month, year on it, and you can see like certain years where I was like maybe like 14 or so where it shot up.
somebody
What's
says
up,
Whiskey Priest was torn down.
No! Was it really? Oh,
Most bar stools are taller. What?
Has it really? Oh, I'm gonna look it up. I love Whiskey Priest.
The memories.
But speaking of ghosts and haunter and stuff, I was talking to Fredo about this a little bit yesterday. Haven't finished it yet. Got to the last episode. I'm watching Haunting at Hill House, right? That's what it's called.
I've only made it through the first two.
I was like, yesterday after we got sized up, I was like, all right, I'm going into episode 8. That's the one with like the scare that everyone's talking about. Because there's only a couple of big jump scares throughout the season. It's more of an unsettling, kind of creepy sort of like scary
real
show,
creepy.
Which is what I like because it actually gets under your skin.
Yeah, so like jump scares and
I'm
loud
like-
noises and everything. It
Yeah,
really
so I'm
tries
like-
to get in your head.
I
There's
got the
lots of
volume
cerebral
all the
to it.
way down to the point where I put on subtitles so I can watch it with subtitles in case they speak too lightly. And so I can always mute it if I feel like something's gonna happen. Like I can drop the volume down. And then I walked around the house and turned on all the lights because like I got an old creepy house with a lot of like little nooks and corners, and my mind wanders in the dark when I'm alone. So I'm just like, I'm gonna turn on all the
I
lights.
can imagine you doing that.
I'm like, I'm gonna turn on all the lights, and then I'm like I'm like on the couch by myself with the blanket around. I'm like watching with the volume ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, in the daytime though, I'm like, it's good, we're fine, nothing. But
Dude, at
at home,
night-
it's at night. I'm like, man, they're gonna
Corners
jump
are
out at any
dark
time.
and noises start not making sense to
I've
you.
only made 2 episodes into that show, and I'm dying to watch more of it, but I'm too scared to watch more of it.
It's super unsettling. It sticks with you. Like as I'm getting ready for bed,
I watch it. It's good.
I'm like, I always just because my house is old, I'm like, I always see stuff out of the corner of my eye, and I'm like, it's just my brain playing tricks on me though. But like when I have to turn out all the lights and stuff, I'm like, there's something in here under the covers.
Yeah. See, that's what scares. I think that's one of the things that scares me most about like.
Apparently, there's a bunch of
Haunter.
hidden ghost Easter eggs in the
Oh
show.
yeah, there's a bunch of just like ghosts in the background that they don't even bring attention to.
Yeah.
They're just there
I'm always like,
in the background.
oh, there's so many unsettling
that's
things.
freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see people talking, and then you're just like a couple minute conversation, and all of a sudden you're just like, wait, what the?
And
I gotta bug
90%
Millie.
of the time, those
I gotta
ghosts
beg
don't do
Millie to watch
They
it
don't
with
do
me so I can see
shit.
it.
They're just
90%.
there looking.
So that way, when it happens for like the 8th time, you're like, okay, it's just gonna creep me out, right? And then, bah! And then it does something. You're like,
yeah.
So I guess Daredevil got canceled based on all the people that are
Yeah.
Stuff
But I
out
feel
last
like
night.
Disney's
cares?
canceling everything so because they're having their own little
Yeah,
like
their own
streaming
streaming
network.
service.
So
I don't
they're just
imagine-
cleaning up right now.
I don't imagine they're gonna take
Season
the
3
same
was so good though.
I haven't seen
crews
it yet.
and actors together, though. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
Well, I
I would
think
hope
it's
so.
mostly that Netflix is getting away from hiring outside production companies to make content, right? That's why American Vandal got canceled as well. Like they only want to do in-house stuff, which I understand.
Yep.
Those shows will find homes other places. Like I think American Vandal's already going to Hulu.
I can see like Daredevil and then got up on like HBO or Showtime too.
Or they'll just make it for their own platform.
They're gonna make it.
Yeah,
for
they're gonna have
for
their
own
yeah.
platform.
Is that a
They'll-
2019 or
they'll do
2020
something.
I think it's
project?
2020 at
Yeah.
the earliest. Yeah.
What's that?
By the way, if y'all
The
like
Disney.
if you like
SVOD.
The Hill House, you should read the book. the Shirley Jackson novel. It's phenomenal.
Okay,
very
we'll do. Is it?
Sounds good.
And I guess you haven't seen the show, and this is one thing I like. I want to consume a lot more content in different formats, podcast, books, and everything. It's just finding the time. And so, like, the unfortunate thing is, and I hate to be that person, if the book's not different enough,
it's very different.
Even though, okay, good. Like, even if the book can be better than a movie, like sometimes I'm just like, I just need the movie length of time to experience some of the story.
Have you seen the Catherine Zeta-Jones movie from with Lily
Chicago?
I haven't seen Catherine Zeta-Jones.
The Haunting, the movie, The Haunting of Hill House.
God, it was terrible.
No.
Well, there's been two. There was one, a black and white one in the 60s. It's very good.
Okay.
And there was one in the 90s with Liam Neeson and I think Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh, God.
That one, it's not good. But that movie, if you've seen that, that's the story of the book.
All right, so I won't watch that one.
Yeah, the TV show is like a reimagining of the house.
Yeah.
And they tell a story around the house. But the book is a totally different story. The house is the same, but the book, it's totally different. So it's just more interesting about stuff about the world.
Yeah, not that the show is freshly out. I'm sure a lot of people, like, I still don't want to spoil it though. So I'll talk to you offline about the story in the show and see if, like, how that lines up against the book. Because that sounds, I'd like something to read for sure.
See, going back to you being scared, I think that's the thing that scares me most about, like, Haunter, because if I was in a situation like that, I feel like I'd bring more harm to myself than anything else. Because then I'd hear something or maybe see something, and I'd be like, "Bruh, fuck that," and I'd just start bolting down like a hallway,
like a cat dropped
and then
into
not
water.
realize, I'd just start running,
Yeah,
because it's just like, get the hell out of there. You ain't gonna make it if you stay any longer. But then I'd like trip over something or hit my head because it seems like there's so many like different dangers.
I'm gonna be honest with you, that's what we're hoping for.
Yeah, that's why we want to put you in Haunters.
That's where your fear is our hope.
My total
I feel
thing,
a sickness come on.
Because I've had people ask me like, aren't you ever afraid like in these like super dark places? And it's like, yeah, sure, like your mind does the stuff to you, right?
Yeah.
Like you almost think you see stuff. But my mentality and like the reason that even when something kind of spooks me out, like I really try to keep antagonizing and keep doing stuff because I have a camera and I'm like, if this ghost rolls up and kills me, I have it on film. And like, I'm possessed and dead, but everyone else is gonna be rich. Like everyone else on this show, they got footage of a ghost. You know what I mean? Like, but like, shit like that just don't happen.
Same deal for me. It's tough for me to be like legit scared because I'm like, I know there's 20 other people within 200 feet of where I'm at.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 200 feet that you gotta cover.
Or they're a half a mile.
200 feet you gotta cover. You know what I'm saying?
Or there's a half a mile you gotta cover because they made you go all the way to the back of a cave and everybody left the cave.
See, it's bullshit like that.
That is
that's
true.
What I'm
Or
saying.
when you're in the middle of nowhere and everyone left to go fill Ryman on a skidder and you're alone in a machine shop and something pushes you and you're like, ah!
I'm not there's a bit in the first episode we shot of season 2 where we had one person separated from the group, and it was one of my. I'm so excited to see the edit of that episode. It's so
really funny.
I hate being that guy, but I think that episode is the best episode we've shot.
Oh, it's so
and it's
funny.
season 2. You won't see it till next fall probably, or whatever we decided to do next season. So
it's a goodie.
All right.
It's a goodie.
We should go get prepped for the unboxing stream.
Yeah, we gotta do the post show and then
the post show and then unboxing stream. The post show brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, that's right.
Dun, 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 dun.
So stick around, hang around on the website if you have some time. If you want to hang out with us on the unboxing stream, we'll be doing it here on the website. If you're watching live, of course, obviously, 99% of people don't, but yeah.
And
Unboxing stream.
But that 1%, we love you.
We love all of you. But we'll also be uploading it in its entirety to the channel. Probably. I mean, why not?
Yeah, okay,
cool. To Achievement Hunter at some point.
Yeah.
Am I having a stoke?
A stoke.
Oh, from that dumb laugh. I was just laughing thinking about how we tortured somebody.
Yeah, I think you're having a stoke.
All right.
Watch Achievement Hunter, pick up the new merch.
Go get tickets to AH Live as well.
Hey, seriously, Achievement Hunter Live in Australia, January 23rd, 25th, and 27th. Sydney, Melbourne, Perth.
RoosterTeethLive.com. Pick up your tickets right now.
It's one of those things where you're like, I'm holding off to buy my ticket after Christmas or whatever. Please don't. Just buy the fucking tickets now. For God's sakes. Just buy the tickets.
You're making a fan upset.
We're never gonna get to do this stupid tour again if nobody goes to it.
Yeah, it's true. It's the more.
We want to do more of these.
I get to go to this one.
Alfredo gets to go to this one. You want to see Alfredo happy, right?
Let's make sure it's not that Alfredo doesn't get to go to the last AH Live.
I get to go to this one. I want to do real good.
Instead of it sells well, you'll be in House Party too.
House Party.
All right.
All right,
Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining,
everybody.
everybody.
Ah, humbug. Holidays are the worst. But Papa needs a new speedboat, so make sure you click that link and visit the Rooster Teeth store. Now.